I used to think there was a moment coming. You know the kind. The moment where everything finally makes sense. Where your life stops feeling like it's behind and starts feeling like it's on track. I waited for that moment in my 20s, then my 30s, then my 40s. By the time I reached 50, I stopped waiting. Not because I found it, but because I was tired of expecting something that never arrived. My life didn't fall apart. That's the strange part. It just stayed the same. I worked small jobs, nothing permanent, nothing that grew into something bigger. I was the kind of man people described as reliable, but not remarkable. And that description followed me everywhere. At first, I tried to fight it. I really did. I took extra shifts, worked longer hours, said yes to things I didn't even want to do. Because somewhere inside me, I believed effort would eventually turn into something. But effort doesn't always translate into recognition. And recognition is what the world uses to decide if you matter. I learned that slowly, painfully. There was a man I used to work with, same age, same starting point, but his life moved differently. Promotions, opportunities, connections, everything seemed to open for him. And I remember one day watching him drive away in a car I couldn't afford, thinking, what does he have that I don't? I never found an answer, because sometimes there isn't one. Life just moves unevenly. Some people rise, some people stay, and I was one of the ones who stayed. At 58, I had a moment. Not dramatic, not loud, just a quiet realization. I was sitting in my room, looking at my hands, and I noticed something. They looked older than I felt, and for the first time, it hit me. This is my life. Not the version I thought I'd have, not the version I planned. This one. And I remember asking myself something I had avoided for years. If this is all it ever becomes, will I be okay with that? That question sat with me for days, weeks, because the honest answer was no. I wasn't okay with it. I felt like I had missed something, like there was a door I didn't walk through, a chance I didn't take, a version of me that never showed up. And that feeling stayed. Not every day, but often enough, like a quiet reminder that I didn't become what I was supposed to be. And then something unexpected happened. Not outside, inside. I got tired of that feeling. Not frustrated, not angry, just tired. Tired of measuring my life. Tired of comparing it. Tired of asking questions that had no answers. So one morning, without making a big decision, without announcing anything to myself, I stopped. I didn't chase anything that day, didn't plan anything, didn't try to fix anything. I just lived the day as it was. And something strange happened. Nothing. No pressure, no urgency. No voice telling me I was behind, just quiet. I didn't notice it at first, because when you've lived your whole life with noise, silence feels unfamiliar. But that silence started to grow, and with it, something else. I began to notice things I had never paid attention to. Not big things, small ones. The way the sun enters the room at a certain hour. The way the air feels different in the evening. The sound of distant voices outside. Things that were always there, but never important enough to see. And for the first time, I wasn't rushing past them. I was inside them. Time felt different, slower. Not in a bad way, in a full way. Like moments were no longer something to get through, but something to experience. And I didn't understand it at first, because nothing in my life had improved. I still had the same room, the same routine, the same lack of everything the world values. But something inside me was no longer restless, and that confused me, because I had always believed that peace comes after success, that happiness is something you earn once your life looks right. But here I was, with a life that still looked wrong, feeling something that didn't match it, and I didn't trust it. I thought maybe it would pass, that it was just a phase, but it didn't. It stayed, quietly, steadily, and over time, it became familiar, like something I had known before, but forgotten. I stopped waking up with pressure, stopped thinking about what I hadn't done, stopped replaying my life like it needed correction. I just woke up, and that was enough. I started eating slower, walking without destination, sitting without needing distraction. And the more I did that, the clearer something became. I had spent most of my life chasing a feeling I didn't even understand. And now, without chasing anything, I was feeling it. That's when it began to make sense. Not all at once, but piece by piece. The things I thought would bring me peace never did. And the things I ignored were quietly holding it the whole time. But by then, it wasn't something I needed to explain. It was something I experienced. And that's the part people don't see. They see the outside, the small room, the simple life, the lack of everything they believe matters. And they assume there's nothing there. But what they don't realize is, I'm not missing anything anymore. And that's what makes it difficult to explain. Because how do you describe something that doesn't look like anything? How do you prove something that can't be measured? You don't. You just live it. And maybe, if someone is paying attention, they'll feel it. Not through your words, but through your presence. The way you sit, the way you speak, the way you don't rush, the way you don't seem to need anything. That's when they start to notice. Not clearly, not consciously, but something in them recognizes something in you, and they don't know what it is, but they feel it. And that's usually when they ask, "How are you so calm?" And I smile, because I know they're not really asking about calm. They're asking about something deeper, something they've been trying to find without knowing where to look. And for a moment, I think about telling them what it is. But then I remember, if I had heard it earlier in my life, I wouldn't have understood it. Because it doesn't make sense until you've chased everything else. Until you've tried to become something. Until you've compared yourself enough times. Until you've felt that quiet exhaustion of trying to measure up. Only then does it start to make sense. So instead, I say something simple. I stopped looking. And most people don't understand that. They nod, they smile, and then they go back to searching. But if you've listened this far, if something in this feels familiar, then maybe you already understand more than you think. Because the truth is, I didn't find something new. I lost something unnecessary. And in that space, something real remained. That's what I have. Not success, not recognition, not anything the world celebrates. Something quieter, something deeper, something that doesn't need to be seen to be real. And now, at 85, I can sit in a quiet room with nothing impressive around me and feel completely at ease. No pressure, no comparison, no need to become anything else, just here. And if you ever reach that place, you'll understand why I say this without hesitation. I may be a failure in the eyes of the world, but I am not missing anything. And that is more than enough. If this stayed with you, then maybe it was meant to. And maybe you don't need to chase as much as you think. Just pause and see what's already there.